MIT class. We are going through C++ tutorials, and in that one we are discussing classes and objects. The subtopic in that one is this pointer. In this video I will be discussing this pointer concept in C++. What exactly this pointer is? This is a keyword in C++. So it is written in small case, lowercase letters always, and this represents a variable. Actually it's a pointer variable that will going to hold address of an implicit object. Perhaps you know the concept of implicit explicit object, and you know the meaning of implicit object. Implicit object is one which is used to call a member function or invoke a member function. Say for instance, here in this example there is a class A. There are methods, member functions like init, display, and we will be calling in main here. I will be creating an object a1, a1.init, a1.disp. So this is what init is invoked upon a1. Init is called using a1, so a1 will be implicit to it. Display is called using a1, so for display the implicit object is a1. What does it mean? When you are in a function, say now I am in a function now, so due to which call I am in init, a1.init, so a1 will be the implicit. So this pointer stores address of an implicit object. Why there is a need? Because there are two cases in which we need to make use of this pointer. The commonly widely used application of this pointer is first one is to discriminate the local variable and the instance variable. Look at this example, class A int A. A is called as an instance variable because it gives you the property of an object. So when the object property, we call it as an instance. In detail I will see in the next video what is instance, what are instance variables and what are class variables. Static, non-static concept is there, that I will discuss separately in the next video. So here just understand, this is an instance variable and this is a local variable. So local variable characteristic of local is what? When the control exits, it is destroyed. But now for the compiler there is a confusion here. Which A is an instance variable, which A is a local, which is instance variable, which is a local variable. So in such cases, to resolve the issue, we need to say this is an instance variable. How? With the help of an object. But here we don't have an object. A1 is local to main. Here I cannot say a1.a because a1 is local. So what is the option left now? The system gives you this pointer which stores. Now when you are here, now you are in this init, in this control. At this point of time, the system stores address of the implicit object. Who is implicit? A1. Its address is stored in this built-in variable this. So you can access the instance variable using this address of this object. So how you can do it? You know, whenever you try to access states or elements of a structure, you make use of arrow operator if you have address in your hand. If your object or structure variable, you use dot. Right now what I have in my hand, it is a address. It's a special variable that holds address. So that address I'll be using here to discriminate the instance variable and the local variable. How I'll do it? Just look at this one. I'll be making use of this here. This is a keyword which I am using. Now since it is address, I'll make use of an arrow operator to access A. So this is how I discriminate the instance variable. The one which is accessed with this pointer is instance variable and the other is a local variable. So this is the one application. The other application is whenever you want to refer or you want to pass the implicit object to some other object, then also we need to make use of this pointer. So in such cases you need to access the implicit object. That you can do with the help of value at address operator. Say when instead of this arrow, now what I say, value at this means it is an object. So the other way it could be done like this. In this next example I will demonstrate you how you can use it for referring the implicit object. Say the scenario is like this. Define a class called account with data as balance, create two objects and return an object which has a max balance among the two. So you are supposed to return an object which corresponds to max balance. Now there are two objects. One is implicit object which is going implicitly, say A1, and the other is going as a parameter A2. So now you have two objects in your function. Among those two, which corresponds to max balance, you are supposed to return that object. Now if it happens to, if the implicit object happens to be the max representing max balance, then how will you refer here in the member function? Because A1 you cannot say here it is local to main function. So how will define? You see now. Look at the definition. See now how we'll define the find function here. Since it is returning object account, the account will be the return type. Find is a function name, and A2 is coming explicitly, that will also come as a parameter, say AX. Now in this function, if I say if AX dot balance means A2's balance, if AX dot balance is greater than balance, this balance is of implicit object. So if AX dot balance is greater than balance, it is very clear to me that I should return AX, because AX is the object representing max balance or corresponding to max balance. In case if this is false, it is not true. So what is true? Balance is greater than AX dot balance. If this is the case, then what you are supposed to return? You are supposed to return the implicit object, but you don't have implicit object here. You don't have implicit object. Just a moment. So you don't have implicit object, then how will you return? Say I cannot say return A1, I cannot say, because A1 is local there. Then what is the left way? Use this pointer. You know this is going to store address of the implicit object. You can obtain object stored in this address using value at operator. Say this way, when you say value at this, it will return the implicit object. So this is the way we can refer, we can use this pointer to refer an implicit object in the member function. So I'll demonstrate now with the help of program. Now we'll write a program and run it. This same program I'll run and show you how this pointer can be used to refer an implicit object. Now look here, I have written a program for demonstrating this pointer. The same program, account, class account, it has init and display, and find the max balance object corresponding to max balance. Say both the applications, like when you want to distinguish the instance variable and local variable, that's what I have done here. See this, when I use the same local variable as that of instance variable, I need to make use of this pointer. With the help of this pointer, I'll represent the instance variable, and the other will be obviously a local variable. So this is the one use of this pointer. The other use is to refer an implicit object in a member function. If there is a need to refer, if there is a need to use, you have to mention the name of the implicit object. Then you can say value add this, because this is a pointer, this is an address. So value add this represents an implicit object. So star value add this, so implicit object. You have two objects, A1, A2. A1 dot init 9000, A2 dot init 7000. This is our, say let's say first we'll try with 5000. A1 is 5 less. So what happens now here, when you send it to this function, val will be 5000 and AX dot val will be 7000. 7000 greater than 5000 true, so that A2 will be returned to A max, and in A2 what is the balance? 7000, that will be displayed. Let us run this and we'll see. Later on we will change the parameter value for A1 also. So now I am compiling. The program is compiled now. Let's now run it. So 7,000 we are getting it. We'll modify now. We'll change the balance of A1, say 9,000. Now in this case the first condition is false. Ax dot balance greater than balance is false because balance is greater now, else it will return now implicit object, that is A1. So A1 is copied in Amax. When Amax dot display you say, it should display 9,000. So let's see now what is the response of the system for it. Once again we'll compile. We'll run it now. See, this is how you got it. So in a nutshell, the conclusion is what? This is a keyword in C++ and it represents a pointer variable that stores address of an implicit object. Why we need to use this pointer? One, to discriminate or distinguish the instance variable and the local variable when they are both same. When we name them with the same variable, then we need to distinguish. The system will be unable to resolve. And the second is to refer an implicit object in a method or function. When a function needs to mention the object name, implicit object name, we don't have the object name over there because that particular object would be local to those functions. Now say A1 is local to main here. You cannot access A1 over there. Then how to access the implicit object? So you can make use of value at this operator and value at this. When you say, it will be implicit object. So hope you understood the application of this and enjoyed the session. Thanks for watching.